Right, so I've made a few preparations. As I said, we've come to the end of our type of playthrough. There might be a way forward, but it's very cumbersome and unlikely to succeed. It would have to, quite a lot of things would have to go my way, and more importantly, I think we've steered so far from the type of play style that from when I first start this playthrough, that it almost resembles nothing what I had in mind at the start. To be fair, I didn't really expect to get quite this far trying to play like that, but yeah, it's to me it's not worth trying to get the different type of enemies to kill each other. It might be doable. I don't think it's worth my time anymore. Uh, I've prepared a few contingencies and triggers, that sort of thing, just to lower enemy resistances pretty much. I'm not sure if I have any others. Also, I've taken the answer as my weapon of choice, simply because this lowers magic resistance and armor class of a target. And I seem to recall that the end opponents are very resistant to magic. I don't know what I don't recall what works. I played with the group, but I used traps to pass the final boss fights. So I basically recall nothing about their limitations as far as spell casting is concerned. I seem to recall that a lot of spells basically don't work at all. So you're very limited in what you can do to get the damage through. So even taking leaving behind our low play style and going full in with damage combat spells, it's not all that simple of a thing to see things through even now. We could switch to a no, I was thinking maybe switch the armor. The armor class, is it really that important? I could make a scale armor. That might be usable by a thief. I don't actually know if that's a horrible idea. Where's Sistranar? You goddamn weasel.
Ooh, what a big sword! I can. If I. Ooh, I can. Ooh, is there some? Ooh, ugh. What is bad smell? You've been killing dragons?
Blue or white? I don't think it
Okay.
matters.
Stand back then. Never used this recipe before. Could be enjoy. Now
Not
Saspinar goes
usable,
back to his
but
duties. Oh yes. Ooh, shiny ones.
Starbuck here has a +3 weapon, so he's worthless. I actually checked the Planetar too. It has a +3 weapon too, so it wouldn't be able to harm the Ravager. The Golem would be the only creature that I can bring to the fight that could damage it. So yeah. Playing around with the Ravager, I mean the Planetar would not have been a good use for it anyway. We have to lower its magic resistance, otherwise we can't kill it, not even with our spell selection. Not sure if we should use Projected Image or Simulacrum. Projected Image creates a duplicate of me with my current level. It can't do physical attacks, but it might be better off later if we want to dump a huge amount of magic on something. Simulacrum can at least do physical things too. Mainly I want the traps. It won't amount to much. I don't think they can even Now, I don't know if they can even hurt the Ravager. Still, every little bit helps. Do I have any trap-sting skills? I don't even recall. Doesn't matter. I think we have to basically use the sword to get anything done. That's why I wanted the simulacrum. So additional lower magical resistance in armor class. And once the magical resistance is lowered enough, we can just quickly pummel it to death with spells. The thing is, I truly don't know if I can just lower its resistance. It's the obvious path, but I don't know if it'll work.
You should not have come to
The
this
bosses at
place.
this point have so many bullshit abilities that you just can't be certain about anything. Spell and attack, I guess. Until we get this done, there's nothing we can really do.
I will be pleased.
Feel free to do something. I don't want to use Tensor's transformation unless I have to. I think I might have to. Miss and a 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 miss. And a miss. Two guys slashing at it, no one's hitting. I don't think there's much I can do besides this. Let's try an attack spell. Yeah, it's not gonna do anything. Do hits from both of us. That's 4-point reduction in armor class, 30% reduction in magic resistance. Want a few extra hits. Yeah, he's getting hit now constantly. Without the proper magic damage, we're not doing shit to it. That's something we have to accept. At least some of the spells are starting to work, so that's something, I guess. Um, right. sure if I can use the sequencers. I should be immune to the damage. Yeah, nothing came of it. Not a huge surprise. Ooh, actually trying to cast something. More crap, please. Right. Most of it is not getting through, but some of it is. Come on, baby. Here we go. All I need to do is act as a decoy. Shit. I still have the protected image. I can't really do much with this, but I might be able to release some spells. Actually, I might... Crap. Quickly now. Not sure how this, strictly speaking, works. I can't use my own character while I have the projected image. Spell sequencer. And that did jack shit because it's something that says cast spells and nothing else. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Yeah, the Ravager is starting to resist the magic, so yeah, this was not a good idea. All we've really done is... well, we did a little bit of damage to it, but we've been fairly ineffectual. Yeah, and now I'm gonna get weak. Thank you, God.
You suffer before you die, I promise.
You need to heal up first. I don't have a huge amount of defenses left anymore. There's a lot of flying attacks coming after me, so I'm going to try to outrun them until I can establish my magic protection from magical weapons. After that, I'll have to go to melee with the Ravager on my own, pretty much. Like my own secrets are left. It's not that bad. But yeah, the projected image wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. dangerous near there. Close to 100 points of damage to Ravager too. I think we can put an end to this. Bad timing on the disruption. Did it take damage? Yep, 45. Enough to matter though. What else? There we go. Right, troublesome. I need to re-establish pretty much everything. Okay, the throne of ball awaits. A lot depends on what Amelissan can do, how magic resistant she is. We need everything available to us. Every contingency, every trigger. Every contingency. Not sure if we need a minor sequencer. What would we get benefit from that? Okay, now comes the question mark time. I think Amelissan is the one we're gonna be staring at pretty much at the start of this. So, if she is vulnerable to magic right from the start, we should go for damage pretty much immediately, because everything that extends the battle is trouble for us. Amelissan will have supporters, and I can't use my own summons against Amelissan herself, but I might be able to use them to distract her little aids. I think the safer bet might be to try to lower her resistance immediately. It'll also answer an important question for me. Can I actually do it? Or do I have to rely on the sword to do everything? Or should it be better as a trigger? There aren't great attack spells here, so might be better as a trigger. Basic contingency: when we're at half health, protection from magical weapons. Fuck, it's gonna trigger immediately. Right. What next? The project image is not bad. Not bad at all, but I can't use in a fight like that. I'd be able to... I seem to recall that you could do a shitty thing with the protected image in the final fight. It's precisely because it works in a sort of a weird way that you lose control of your own character. It's something to do with the energy bridges. Not sure if that's really necessary. It's a what does it do? What did it do? I don't know if it works on the enhanced edition. I don't think it matters. It's something you could skip some part of the fight after doing that. Everything is. We don't really need to give a shit about anything if the high level spells work or Melissan doesn't have a huge amount of magic resistance. If she has both, then we're in deep trouble. I think we want magic damage for the most part. It basically because elemental damage you can resist, magic damage not so much. And I definitely want to go on the offensive front. Uh, it's a big mistake trying to do some kind of endurance fight with Melissan. She's very good at it, and she will have infinite amount of supporters coming in. So you want to just get her damage enough that the next stage of the fight begins, so you have a chance to rest. Okay, do we want it in a contingency or a trigger? What exactly can we put in the trigger? 6 level or lower? Yeah, uh, there aren't good damage spells at this point anymore. It might be better in a trigger, while they are, on the other hand, they are a great damage spell on the higher level. Same time, certain spells could be useful, but I have no idea how vulnerable to elemental damage type she is. I could have another uh, skull trap here, I suppose. It would allow us to have 3 horrid wiltings and 6 skull traps in storage. That's a lot of damage. The Ravager here I think tanks more damage than Melissan will. And I can easily protect myself from the skull traps, that's why they're so useful. And horrid wiltings naturally just don't do anything against me. Big Beast's clenched fist is good because it allows no saving throw for the initial health effect. I just don't know if it's gonna affect Melissan. I doubt it. There's really no harm in trying it, though, I suppose. I'll go with this chain contingency low resistance because I really need to know if this is going to work. If it does, I don't have any problems after that. If it doesn't, it will make things complicated. But this is more or less an answer to that particular question. And I might as well put extra skull traps into spell trigger at this point. I'm not too concerned with what we have here in our spell list because I can use the wish spells to just get everything back to normal. And I will have to use the wish spells, there's no getting around that. And I don't have any wish spells. Yeah. Black Blade of Disaster, I was sort of thinking of using it in combination with the Tensor's transformation, but I don't think that's a great idea. We're more reliant on the fact that we can lower the enemy resistances and the like. Maybe Dragon Breath. If it hits, does actually quite a lot of damage. I'd like another simulacrum. I think I have them in scroll format at this point though. More importantly, I think I might have quite a few of them. Yeah, Might as well just rely on the scrolls. Okay, all scrolls out. Simulacrum scrolls. I need to have a solid grasp of how many I have. This is not a good time to make guesses anymore. Looks like 6. That's good enough. It means I don't have to get cute with using them. I mean, I can basically, if there's a need, I can just use it. Domination probably isn't gonna work. Would a shield be helpful at this point? I mean, it's an extra point of armor class, something like that. It's not gonna matter that much, but it's a 3 point or 2 of armor class. There's no real downside to it. We could use magic immunity scroll on Amelissan. I don't think it will be all that useful in some stages of the fight, but in others it might cripple her pretty badly. She couldn't cast spells, but her AI would try to, so it would give me a chance to beat her a little bit. But at the same time, I'm relying on magic to do all my damage, so yeah, probably not a good idea. Okay. This is about as good as it's going to get. I might lose all my enchantments, I don't actually know, so I will be a little bit conservative in what I cast. Something that I can recast. I do have the wish spell, right? Yeah, I need to rest anyway. Without the wish spell, we have nothing. I might have it on a scroll or something, but I don't really want to rely on that. It's more of a backup in case I screw up and I have nothing else to rely on. I need protection from abjuration at all times. Melissan's weapon will dispel everything I have. At least have a chance to. Right. The end. Hopefully. This time for the end. Okay. We not just want to see what the chain contingency does. Does it do anything?
I see you have finally found your way to the throne of Baal. You should know, however, that it's far too late.
Wait, it's not triggering. Melissan's fatigue resistance lowered by 90%. Okay, it does work on Melissan, which is nice. Don't have spell alacrity. Yeah, actually that would have been very nice. Much better than some of this crap. Dragon Breath is a very quick spell too. I'm just gonna basically stand here while Simulacrum handles things. Well, hopefully handles things. I have no idea what he's doing. Minions of the Abyss. Atyashar. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, beholders. Yeah, I'm not gonna be good against those because I basically have no protections against their gaze attacks. And it failed. Yeah, I'm boned. And they're immune to control of attempts. Right, it won't work like this. How many wish scrolls do we have? I think I need 2 or 3 wishes. 2 limited wishes, which we don't really need. We have single wish. We might have it in the here. Well, if we have it, I missed it. Strictly speaking, it's not that important. We can easily cast. I'm more or less worried about the Hake Hash art. We need to attack immediately. We can't afford to do what we did. I also need spell defenses. We need to make sure that the trigger gets Amelissan. Cast improved alacrity. Then just spam. No simulacrums or anything. We don't have the luxury of doing that. Unless we can basically end it in a couple of rounds, we are just fucked. There's no getting around that. This might be in some ways the toughest part for us, because we have no time to prepare for anything, and she's just there. Need protection from magical weapons, otherwise I'm going. Okay, targeted Amelissan. Do I have a protection from... yeah, I have vocalized. Okay. Casting failure. Why? Yeah, I'm deaf, but I shouldn't... fuck it. Just cast. Spell failed, spell failed. Spell failed. Yep. Spell failed. Yep. Ugh.
I should not be wasting time on you. I still have to absorb the bolt one.
Spell triggers to the
There is more
rescue.
than enough
Yeah.
power in this plane to keep me.
That's a lot of bullshit. Okay, this is... you need to use this to trigger the... kill the Guardian, use this, then the next stage in the fight begins. The thing is... I think you can use the projected image to basically trigger it. Is it the other way around? Yeah, it doesn't particularly matter. We have enough firepower to kill Amelissan. This is more of a curiosity thing. I have another curiosity thing. What exactly can we take mind control here? Yeah, there's Jan Sibin. Can we take up? Jan Sibin, can we control you? Magic resistance. It should not apply this. Yes, it should. And we can't fight anymore. Not sure what exactly happened there. I just want to know, can I try to take control of it? This is a 100% curiosity. I'm just gonna kill them later on. Spell failed, excellent. He's been hit twice, he will be affected by the magic soon enough. Magic resistance. Right. It dispels effect with a strike. That's this ridiculous shield. Can I close these without killing the guard? Will not be able to stop the stream flow with the guardian protecting it. Yeah, here's the basically the big problem with our intended playstyle or chosen playstyle is that even the Jan Sibin might be able to hurt Amelissan, but I need to kill him before I can get to Amelissan anyway. So I could have taken control of the weaker creatures, but they're also too weak to actually hurt Amelissan. So yeah. Again, there might be ways to get through it, but I don't see it being worth my time. Not at all. Right. This is what we have to repeat after every fight. We have to get the full recovery. There is no alternative to this. Hopefully the defense will also get removed with this. I'm not quite sure where it came from. Yep. Probably holy word or something like that. So it could be permanent. Needs to be healed. I can do it though. It could also be temporary, like it'll just go away if I rest. Not having luck with my wish spell. Deafness is just icing on the shit cake here. Just can't get anything done. Ugh, there we go. It basically has, I think, a 50% spell failure chance because of it. Something a lot along those lines. So, yeah, it would be great if we could get rid of it. It is a disease. I'm trying to think of a potion that might be able to get rid of it. I don't think we have one. There are some scrolls that might be able to do it, like restoration. However, this is mostly against energy drain. So I don't think so. I don't know if we can get rid of it. Might have to just wait it out. Can't be helped really. Try something. Spell fail, right. Going to try to project my image and use it to cast some crap there. Right. Yeah, the sweet thing about this is we may retain all the casting capabilities, not just 60% of the levels. So we can do a lot of harm. Who calls Jansebin? Okay, now they're attacking. isn't all that much I can do. We want area of effect damage. I think these won't automatically do anything here. We need to activate the pool. Magic resistance. Come on, could you do something? There we go. I think we've lowered their resistance now to like this kill them. Right, so what's the next fight against Amelissan gonna go? Right, I don't expect the traps to do anything really useful. I'm just doing damage to myself, really. Yeah, that's just a waste of time. How about some spells cast on my character? Can't use the simulacrum to do this. I think the projected image is an exception then. How would it work? I mean, where would you... I don't want to think about it. I'm just getting sidetracked by that. It's not important. Right, what can we expect? We have no real contingencies. I think we will go with the lowering of resistances first. It worked fairly well the previous time, so I don't see a reason why we shouldn't redo it.
Incactus pulca.
Need the wish spell again. There are probably better ways to do this. However, I don't particularly see a need for it. If this works for us, we should just go for it. Whatever works. Okay, why the fuck don't I... Yeah, I removed that chain contingency. Right. Yeah, that was perfect. Wouldn't happen to have a chain contingency as a scroll. Doesn't matter too much. I mean, I can always just reuse the wish, but this is about the last opportunity we can have to use it. Ah, it has to be the dragon's breath. Actually, I can't do shit because of the simulacrum, right? I just kill you. I'm immune to direct damage. I'm fairly hard to hit too. Oh, thank God. Yeah, that's a very annoying thing. Inability to actually look at your own spells. You just see the simulacrum spells for some reason. I see no possible reason where that's a good idea. Uh, yeah, he sort of could use one extra spell of some sort here. Got it. It takes more time, but it just... Well-preparedness is the key to quick victories. And since speed is pretty much everything against Amelissan, so you'd be a fool not to use your contingencies. One of the few advantages you're gonna get. Now, please. Oh, resistance. I think we're missing a spell trigger. So it's more damage. Just damage, damage, damage. And since the magic damage seems to go through her defenses just perfectly enough, I think we're gonna stick with the skull traps. On few basic defenses so I'm not totally boned in case some nasty critters pop up at the same time. This is it.
Enough! I have gathered gathered enough essence to deal with you. I will wait no longer to end your pathetic life. Prepare to join your
No, you're shooting at the wrong target. Yeah, we shot at Amelissan. Okay. What exactly? Bone Fiend. Right, Unholy Word, Greater Amelissan, remove magic. Remove magic. Still, the important part is we got the low resistance on Amelissan. Why wouldn't I just use the triggers immediately? No idea. Because she might heal, but if I used I'm deaf again. Shit, also not protected from magical weapons. That's not good. I'm also taking poison damage. Still failed. The nasty thing about the poison damage is that it stops me from moving constantly. Ah. I want the deafness is fuck, that's annoying. She seems to be happy summoning things. It's not like they can catch me or anything. Yeah, I'm dead. I think it's the earthquake that did. They can't harm me for something. I don't think I have the magical weapons on either. Ooh, 3D shoes. I can't do anything. Yeah, it's basically game over for me, but it's just taking a long time. There we go. I quite literally can't do shit. Also, the Nishru is sucking up my high level abilities, so that's always nice. Can't trigger the... Maybe I can trigger the contingency. I think I have to, because it's the only thing that will likely work. She's doing a heal. Too late already. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's not worth continuing. It's better to just... Either go for a quick kill or just let it go.
Enough! I have gathered enough essence to deal with you. I will wait no longer to end your pathetic life. Prepare to join your siblings.
We failed the casting. And we have to go for the time stop and the unholy word and everything. Oh. How would you protect yourself against that? I mean the unholy word effect. I don't think you really can. I mean I'm no longer in control of my character at all. How the hell? Okay, it's what is it? It's a spell school of some sort that might be able to. But what is it? Evocation or conjuration? Let's see if we have a better luck this time. There's no point trying to do anything immediately. She's gonna just time stop.
To end your pathetic life.
Yeah, we shot the lower resistance as let the glove resu, which ain't gonna do much good. So there's a couple of seconds where we can try to do something. I'm doing this to see if I'm protected from the earthquake effects. Sure, what's that? That's coming against. Fail. What is it? Low resistance. That's greater Amelissan. But what's the disease that I get stricken with? I don't think I should basically do anything for a while. I need to make sure the low resistances hit Amelissan, then wait for the... Wait for the disease to hit so I can cure it, then worry about that. I could go for magic protection. Protection and magic shield, and right. I haven't even thought about using those in such a long time. But I mean, if you're not gonna use them now, where the hell were you planning on using them? This is practical immunity to hostile magic for 2 hours. Wand effect, I don't think it protects me against what Amelissan is trying to do, but it should give me quite a good level of protection. She is doing magic mostly. That reminds me, I do actually have immunity against poison damage.
Join your siblings.
Right. I'll keep the high level spells. Don't think we really need the lower ones anymore. Yeah, this first thing needs to complete. Bone Fiend, yeah. Sort of wasted. Magic resistance, magic resistance, magic resistance. Right. His breath. Yeah, she's magic resistant though, isn't she? How long to... I can't even cast lower resistances. Because I didn't rest afterwards. How long do they have? Because we could have lowered her resistance after this. Shit. Yeah, now we're stuck in the... We need to get the lower resistances to work on her, otherwise we'll have to use a witch spell one way or another.
I have gathered enough essence to deal with you.
Don't think we should move away from
longer
her.
to end your pathetic life. Prepare to join your siblings.
Okay, we got Amelissan. She might kill me. I have a contingency. I'm thinking of relying on the contingency. Oh shit, that's pretty much the worst of the whole thing. I need the improved alacrity, otherwise she'll heal. But yeah, I lost everything. Anti-magic ray is death. And probably have a huge failure chance now too. Everything. Spell fail, right. Oh fuck. I should have just rest. I only used the wish. Had the extra options
I have
available.
gathered enough essence to deal with you. I will wait no longer to end your pathetic life. Prepare to join your siblings.
Yeah, I'm basically... I have inability to adapt to anything because of how the contingencies have been built and how my spells have been used. If I just had the low resistance spells in my casting options, I would have no problems. Now I have both. I have it in the contingency and in my spell selection. Contingency I think should be
I have
something
gathered enough
else. The
essence to
chain
deal with you.
contingency.
I will wait no longer to
It
end
would have been
your
more
pathetic
useful.
life. Prepare to join your siblings.
Yeah, that was a bad move again. Ah, got a bone feed again. Doesn't matter. If I can get the improved alacrity up, that's all I need. If she gets a eye tyrant here, we're boned. If she doesn't, she's boned. Something's happening, I'm not sure what, because I can't see shit. Spell fail. But why? I took 6 cold damage from Amelissan, so my spell failed. Isn't that lovely? Ah, well, this ended up being a lot much more time consuming and complicated than I thought.
Enough! I have gathered enough essence to deal with you.
She's not even that hard of an opponent. Yeah,
Pathetic life.
fuck you.
Prepare to join your siblings.
There might be a way to protect from that. Maybe a spell shield. I mean the anti-magic trait. But it's quicker than just load and hope we'll shield summon something else. I'm stuck. Can't do shit. I can't be in melee range to her. Her attacks are actually quite damaging. I think that was my mistake. Did I cast it? Yes, I did. Okay, she's immune to that sort of damage, which is nice, I guess. So it's basically magic damage works on her, and that's about it. Nothing else. Maybe electrical might work, but fire sure as hell did nothing. That does change things. A Dragon's Breath is basically worthless to me, but it would free up something else then. It's good against the secondary fights, but not against Amelissan. What would be? I suppose we could keep a chain contingency there. Ah, doesn't matter too much.